Hey guys, B-Man here. Welcome to today's video. Today, we've got an awesome one for you guys. It's about time I expose the most broken shotgun in Warzone and why it's so broken. And it's not broken for the reason everybody thinks. It's not because it's the most best gun, it's 20 shot reclaims and deletes people. Yes, it does all of that. That's not the reason it's broken. The reason it's broken is because of this. Right here, the player with the shotgun is in the building at the ammo crate, laid down next to the ammo crate, shooting the shotguns. To me, it feels like they're right next to me, shooting me all around me and just missing me and shooting me. I see their laser, I see their traces of their bullets going past my face and all over the place, and completely would confuse any other player that's around hunting them down. It feels like they're outside shooting down on me, just trolling me and messing with me. But the whole time they're laying down next to the ammo crate. Even right here, it doesn't even sound, or I can't audio figure out where they are. You can't visual tell where they are from the traces or anything. This is absolutely broken. What this is this old thing that happens on any gun with invisible barrels. But the reclaimers are like a meta shotgun that are OP to use, but they do this glitch. And well, with a gun like this, with a shotgun, and you don't know whether the dude's in the room next to you or whether he's in the building next to you, and where the whole time you can just have to start ignoring your senses because it always feels like he's right next to you audio, and it also looks like he's in the same room as you all the time. You can't use all of those sensors, you get put off and you start playing like a bot. You're easy takings. Well guys, that's what this does. It just destroys people and sets them off their game. With that said, I'm going to show you guys how to build this shotgun. We'll have a quick word about today's sponsor, then we'll just get straight into this guys, and this is the build right here. If you want to unlock Dark Matter, Abyss and Nebula camos in Black Ops 6 or grind them extremely quickly in bot lobbies, be sure to check out MitchCactus. They're the biggest and most reliable in Call of Duty, which will help you with weekly events and rare bundle codes for Xbox, PlayStation and PC. Browse their 1500 verified Trustpilot reviews and thousands of personalized vouchers. They're the go for all your things Call of Duty. Use code BMAN for 5% off, and thanks MitchCactus for sponsoring today's video. Now, this is the build you're going for right here. I'm going to be showing you guys how to do all of this. I'm going to be using the old tutorial. I made a video on how to build this gun 20 days ago, but I've waited 20 days before I'm actually really exposing why it's so broken so that people can get out there and have fun with it. So you've already got this gun built. You won't need to watch the actual tutorial I'm adding into this because I'm just going to re-add in the same tutorial that I made 20 days ago into the end of this video on how to get this. So if you already know how to get this, good on you. You've already got this sweet as. Make sure to be able to confuse people and have the traces showing up on the other player's screen that you use the inside voices variant that actually shoots the traces out of their shot so that you're getting that extra visual effects of this glitch, okay guys? Because if you don't have the traces, obviously it's not going to have the same effects as you've seen in this video. Now, also on top of that, also run the muzzles that have it so that you do not undetectable via radar, because then when you're firing, the people can't tell via their minimap where you are by giving away a red ping on the minimap or the radars, etc., or the compass. And then they also can't use that to be able to detect you. Unless they have UAVs up or something like that, they'll have no chance of really knowing where you are as long as you stick to those rules. So with that said, we'll jump over and I'll just add in to my old tutorial that showed you guys how to build all of this gun. Make sure you get down there if you haven't already. Smash that like button for me. Subscribe if you haven't already. Leave me that awesome comment and keep being awesome. Black Ops 7 around the corner. Let's go, guys. Let's go. So, for this, you do not need to have any unknown camos. This is possible to be done with unknown camos if you do not have any Dragon's Breath blueprints. But if you don't have any unowned camos, you're able to substitute an unowned camo out for a Dragon's Breath ammo gun. So a blueprint. So fortunately, this weapon itself actually has a Dragon's Breath blueprint available that you can purchase. Referring to this blueprint right here from this bundle, the Horseman Madness bundle right here. Okay, this blueprint in this bundle comes with a Dragon's Breath on it, and you can use this blueprint, which you can purchase right now, and go along and get this access to this blueprint that we're going going to be using to do today's glitch. So if you do not have access to a camo that your profile does not own that wipes, you can go along and you can use this blueprint. If you do not have access to be able to purchase that blueprint, you're also able to do the same thing without that blueprint and using just the base gun, and instead having a camo on the gun for the second one that your profile does not have unlocked and that wipes, instead of using Dragon's Breath. But if you do not have that camo and stuff like that, people that do not have access to camos off other people's accounts can go along, they can purchase that bundle I just showed, they will get access to this blueprint, and then they will still be able to do this glitch. So whatever way you have access to, you need to either obtain this blueprint here or Dragon's Breath onto a reclaimer. Either way you do it, you can either use the broken account glitch as well, there's a third option, and pull it from any other gun. So with that said, all that you need to do is to be able to do something like that is you'd go to any other gun that you have that has Dragon's Breath, like this weapon here. If you have a broken account, we could say duplicate to that, we could go back to the reclaimers, and then we can say create new on the reclaimers, and it will come with the Dragon's Breath off that. Whatever way you do, you need to get Dragon's Breath ammo onto the reclaimers, okay? This is the way to be able to do this without a camo that you do not have unlocked. If you cannot get Dragon's Breath, get a build with a camo that wipes. Now that you know the requirements and you know what you need to do, let's get into how to do this. Also, the people that have broken account glitches, if you don't have one, there's no reason not to do it. So I'll link the tutorial on how to break your account in the description. Go along and actually watch that after this video. If you don't already have a broken account, go and get yourself a broken account because they're really useful and there's no negatives as long as you know what you're doing. But anyone with a broken account and just wants to pull a cheaper Dragon's Breath, go along and get this bundle right here. It's 500 COD points, it's cheap, and this bundle here will have a blueprint that actually comes with Dragon's Breath that you'll be able to use and put this over onto the reclaimers if you don't want to buy the more expensive reclaimer bundle. So if you have a broken account, go along, get this one and do it this way. It's a much cheaper way to be able to do it. Okay, so to do this, you need to have two different builds, okay? Now, you've got the first build and then you've got the second build. The second build is the one that can either be just the Inside Voices blueprint without anything on it, so that, and then you just remove all of its attachments. You can even remove the jack and it will still have its Dragon's Breath. This Inside Voices blueprint comes with Dragon's Breath on it. Then you leave the Dragon's Breath on this blueprint, and then all you need to do is just have the Jack Devastators with your Dragon's Breath on this blueprint. This is one option for build number 2. This way you do not need any camos you do not own. You just need to go along and purchase that blueprint. Then you have another option for blueprint 2. You can go along and you can do what I just showed you before, and you can pull the Dragon's Breath off another shotgun. Then you can go along and create a build with the Dragon's Breath rounds on it and have that sitting there and have that as build 2. Or you can do like here, we've got here, we can have a build 2. This is all the options of build 2. This is a third option of build 2. You can have a camo that would wipe from your account when you equipped it. So if I was to equip this here, this one here has a camo that would wipe, and this is sitting with the Jack Devastators on this. So these are the 3 different options you can have as build 2. Now, as you see here, when I back out of here, that's what I'm talking about by it will wipe. That one there, wiped out of there. Now, for option for build 1, what you have is you can either just build off non-blueprints, or if you have a blueprint and you want it from a blueprint, you can build the blueprint. Now, we're going to use a blueprint. Now, for build 1, this is the first gun you use. What you need to do is you need to set the attachments up into it in a certain order. So, do this order that you see me do here. Start from a weapon with no attachments on it, like so. Then, equip the attachments in this order here. Ammunition, equip the slugs first. Then, go along and equip the brace and choke.
or a muzzle. Then go along and equip the Discourager 900 heavy barrel. Then after that, go along and equip a laser. I choose to equip the Point G3P. Then after that, go along and equip the underbarrel. I choose the Phase 3 grip. In this order, equipped those attachments in that order. You do that in that order, and then what will happen is when we do the glitch, the attachment that gets removed is going to be the slugs, which we're not using. We will remain with the gun, with the aftermarket part. It will have this here, and as you see, it will go to a no barrel. It will have the 10 ammunition from having this barrel on it, and we'll keep it with this Bryson choke, the barrel, this underbarrel, this laser, and it will lose the slugs. So now this is build number 1, and this is what we need to start with. Then when we're in game, we're going to go along, and I'm going to show you can do it with no camos you don't own and just off this blueprint here. Once we get in game, we need to go and swap to this gun. Then what we have to do when we get in game is remove the aftermarket part, then go along and re-equip the aftermarket part. After we do that, we need to go along and we need to re-equip the gun that we had in there beforehand, gun number 1. Then we have to go along, after that is back out, come back in, and then we have to go along, re-equip the gun that's gun number 2, go back into it, remove the aftermarket part, and then re-equip the aftermarket part. After that, we will leave game, and this gun here, because this gun has Dragon's Breath rounds on it, this gun will wipe out of our class, and it will go back to the gun that was in there beforehand. Because we actually swapped the other gun into there beforehand, what will happen is it will go swap back to this gun here, but it will actually apply the Jack's aftermarket part that's sitting on the other gun onto this gun here, and it will replace the slugs, giving us a result of the gun that we want. So now you know exactly what's going to happen. Let's load in game and show you that actual process happening. So for ease, I'm going to go along to here, and I'm going to select a different gun as secondary, and I'm going to put the shotgun into the primary slot to make it easier to access. So we start off here, and I'm going to rename it. So we start with this one right here, and as you see here, this is the setup. I am going to rename this setup here to setup 1. That's setup 1. Then our other one is going to be this inside voices right here, which is going to be number 2. We're going to swap to this one as our second gun, and this is the first one we start with. We equip this into our class and load into game. Okay, so we load in right and we select our class. Then we come straight in and then we select the number 2 reclaimer, the second build that we have. We come along and we remove the Jack Devastators and then we re-equip them. Then we back out of our class, we come back in, and then we go along and re-select the one that we first had, number 1. Then we back out of our class, we go back in again, and a second time we go along and we select number 2, and then a second time we remove the Jack Devastators and we re-equip them. Then we back out of our class and then we go along and say leave game. Now after this, we wait until we see we're holding our gun here. Don't just rush to your weapons tab. Wait here till it loads in, you're holding the gun. Then come over to your weapons tab, come into your tab, and sometimes the number 2 blueprint can still be here. Just come back out of your class and then come back in, and then it's merged them. And now you've got it done, guys. And as you see here, the one, it's now we're on 5 out of 5 attachments, and you can see there's only 4 there. We've got the barrel on there. So if you do that order that I showed you there, hopefully it will work the same for you as it does for me, and it will choose to replace the slug instead of the barrel, and then you'll get this complete. Instead, if it goes along and it replaces the barrel instead of the slug or a different attachment, it might be difficult for you. You might just have to adjust how you build it, but hopefully it just behaves the same for you as it did for me. So with that said, this is how you build this absolutely amazing broken gun. So for this, now we can go along and to make this save, we can go and alter the gun just by changing attachment on it, so select a different laser, then we'll just go back and select the same one back on it, because this is the build I like to run. So with that said, it's that simple, guys. Get out there and get it done. With that, it's just as easy, as I said, using the unowned camos as it is using the Dragon's Breath. So, and the same way you can just go along and pull the Dragon's Breath off other guns as you can as creating this number 2 build that we created there. But as you see, after you got the build, it just goes along and it saves it and you've got the gun. Simple as, easy as, get out there and have fun. Smash that like button for me. Subscribe if you're not already. Leave me that awesome comment and keep being awesome. Thank you guys for watching my videos. I'll catch you on the next one. B-Man